If you are curious to see how transforming the traditional gym model by embedding cutting-edge wellness services can create a holistic health and performance centers for members, this is the episode you want to listen to. Welcome to Top Rated Gym, the podcast that helps ambitious gym owners build profitable and sustainable fitness businesses. I'm your host, Andre Cvijovic, and with every episode, we deliver actionable insights, expert advice, and success stories to help you grow your membership, streamline your operations, and achieve this financial stability, even if you struggled with marketing challenges, operational overwhelm, or financial limitations in the past. Guys, today I'm pumped, excited, overwhelmed, overjoyed to welcome Derek Riley, the Chief Operating Officer of and part owner of the Zoo Health Club Corporation franchise. Derek is bringing over 25 years of experience in this fitness industry. He has instrumental part in revamping the brand, making it more customizable for franchises, and adding innovative new offerings like embedding wellness services, IV drips, and hormone replacement services. Think about this. If everybody goes left, he goes right. He is so innovative. Today, we have Derek, and I'm really looking forward to diving into the wealth of experience in gym operations and hearing his insights on how to build efficient, scalable, and cutting-edge fitness business. Derek, so happy to have you on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Very excited to be on.
You mentioned revamping the Zoo Health Club brand when you joined as a COO. Can you walk us through the experience and process, how you approach the overhauling the operations and the culture that drives the company growth trajectory?
That's a great question, Andre. It was a big task. Okay. I stepped into an organization that had been around for over 17 years, and it was at I would say almost at a skating along period. Now, as a COO with experience in coming into operational situations, my main focus was not just implementing standard operational procedures, but redefining on how a gym franchise operates to empower the franchises to create sustainable success. I have a bunch of differentiation ways, and I joked with you prior to this, and I said, look, I can come on here and bore your audience and talk about data-driven results, and I can talk about metric systems and stuff like that, but I want to talk to the audience as I talk to the people that come and join our family. This is the stuff that they want to know. If you take the topics of what's really concerning to a lot of the people that want to get into the franchising business, it's not just so much always the financial investment, but it's who's going to be there for me? Who's going to navigate situations that I know nothing about? And we want to let them know that they're comfortable in this atmosphere with us. We treat people as family, not employees. And that's very important to us.
I want to say into that, this is such a huge part. Man, I spoke with so many franchisors and franchisees. The biggest fear is, I know my strengths, but I'm afraid of my weaknesses. I have these gaps. And what you're saying is like, hey, who's going to be there for me when I have this weakness? And that's what a corporation is. Like, everybody rely on their strengths and everybody can help. And especially you guys coming up and saying, hey, okay, do what you're best at it, and don't be afraid to ask when you have need for it.
And that's correct. And Andre, the biggest thing right now, and the challenges with an individual, and especially in the franchising world, and I'm sure you've heard this from many of people at other corporations, franchising is a good business model if you have a good company. And it's advantageous and disadvantageous is what I'd like to say. The advantage is if you have any background in the world, but you have the financial ability to get into the brand, you can be a franchisee. Does that always lead to successful franchisees? I personally dealt with so many. I don't truly believe so unless they have the entrepreneurial spirit. But also, we got to understand that they want to enter an industry that is growing at a rapid rate and has been, correct? We can statistically look at that, but also understand that they're not alone. They have a team. The team, you don't need to build a team. Your team's corporate, and that's who we are. And we want them to understand that. And I know you're not, this is going to be shocking to you and probably your audience, but as a chief operating officer, I'm involved in every stage of every one of the franchisees
Mm,
that come through here, through
wow.
processes, through real estate, through member retention, business symposiums, everything. And I build a platform that makes someone
Mm,
feel like, hey, I haven't been in this industry, but I have the drive, I have the spirit. Please tell me what to
yeah.
do.
And this is the reason why you're doing this is because you're experienced in every stage. You're not running away. It's not like, oh, that's not my part. Go talk to these guys. From opening, from being involved in everything. And quite frankly, some of the most effective companies are doing what you're doing, including Toyota. Toyota have run everybody through every position so they can experience what other positions are doing so they can be better in their own job. Because
Right.
probably you're much better in operations knowing what they're doing in their side, what they're facing. But also Elon Musk, he is the unique CEO because he gets involved in everything. Everybody says, oh, you should delegate, delegate, don't touch things that you're not good at it. But him being part of everything, hands on, get his hands dirty, gives him insights what's broken, what can be fixed. If you're general, way behind the fire lines, you don't know what's going on. You don't know. You got to be on the front line in order to win the war.
Exactly. And there has to be transparency and communication on all levels. And that's what makes people comfortable. That's what makes people search for
Mm,
brands. Last thing I've ever wanted to bring into this brand when I came in to reposition, Andre, is I don't want anybody to ever say, I felt like I purchased a logo. And the unfortunate thing in the franchising industry is that's what you hear time and time
mm,
again. Like, I purchased their logo. Now what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. And
yes.
we've talked, I know you'll get into more questioning about how I scaled the business, but I have a few key points on the processes and systems that I put into place to scale
Love
this
it.
business and really turn it around the last 2 years.
Listen, I want to dive into that, but I want to reference one thing you said, just so people are listening. If you're far from the problem, you don't know the problem. By being closer to the people, they are producing experience for your members for purpose of what you exist in the business. You need to be in customer shoes, closer to them, not further. How many steps and how many people need to say the problem in order to come to you? Count that steps and you see how much you will lose because everybody will protect their asses and customize the message and soften it up before it
Right.
comes to you. If you go down on the front line, you will hear it, experience it yourself. I love what you're doing, man.
Exactly. Thank you.
Hell yeah. I want to know about process, but I have a burning questions.
Yes.
Franchise is all about systematization, standardization, copycat. Do it. Your franchise world is different. You're allowing franchises to customize their experience for the local community rather than one size fits all approach.
That's correct.
Talk to me about it. Why? How? Why did you go that route?
Great question. This is if you want to lead by, if you want to talk about my leadership example and my character, how this solidifies what I do at this company, it is based off of this premise. Okay. And I've formulated this premise just being in the industry for so long. I won't talk about other brands. I love other brands, what they're doing. But one thing that really fits truly to our model is a couple aspects. Number one, leading with a customizable franchise model. Now, unlike traditional cookie cutter franchise systems, we allow franchisees to tailor their gym to meet the specific demands of the local market. I've always used this scenario. What gym I plant in Atlanta, Georgia will not hold up in Madison, Alabama. They're two different communities. The
Whoa.
people are just different crowds. So this includes in my customizable approach, which really scaled our business into saying, look, there are flexibility in gym sizes. Andre, look, I have a 2,200 square foot zoo gym in Lake Worth, Florida. And then I have a 30,000 square foot gym in Concord, New Hampshire. But that also allows this franchisee to say, hey, what is the demand of my local market? And we'll research. That's where our research tactics comes in. We take everything inside and outside of the gym industry. We take everything that's health and wellness. What is popular in that town? I can tell you coastal towns, and I'm talking to you from Fort Lauderdale. What's important down here is image and body and everything, right? So that's why there's a med spa almost every corner, right? So people are tailoring services to the crowd that they're in.
Yes.
Is that such a big service once again in Madison, Alabama? I highly doubt it. It's a very military area. They're really into the physical aspect, the boot camp style workouts and things like that, right? So with this unique concept of customization, it allows a franchisee to say, this is my territory. This is what is really important in this area. And then we do the unique amenity options based off of that with personalized branding within our corporate guidelines of all I've ever said, Andre, is as long as it doesn't jeopardize the brand, you as my family can come sit here at the corporate table and let's discuss building out your gym under our brand. And this approach, I think, really created a successful operational framework that supports the diversity of every community and every person getting into the business while maintaining my brand integrity.
That's right. And you don't hear this in the fitness world or franchise world a lot. I remember 3 brands, Barnes and Noble. They were on the verge of bankruptcy. And then they decided we cannot force the same outlook, same layout, same book, same thing across the brand. The guy came in and did what you did for the fitness in the book world. And Barnes and Noble are now getting back to life.
Yeah.
Huge transformation because not the same shows are presented, not the same demand is there, not the same culture. Newer culture is busy, busy, busy. While you go somewhere in the center of America, it's totally different. And then what do you think about Costco and Walmart? You might go to 2 different Costco's in your local area, see a very similar experience, but go to Canada, half of the products are not there. Why would you send beach towels on a prime rose in Canada? Think about it. Everybody does it. You gotta embed this flexibility. It's not going opposite. It's embedding the flexibility, embedding the culture absorption. You gotta be. Why McDonald's in Japan has extra large? They're this big. 8 ounces is extra large, not 32 ounces. Because nobody will go there and drink an American size extra large Coke.
Right.
Why they have products there only in Japan? I don't know if they have sushi, but I wouldn't be surprised if I see it in McDonald's, right? But think about it. We got to do this. And how do you control it so it doesn't go totally different? How do you have some guidance that they don't go rogue? You tell me I can be flexible. I'm going to sell bananas now.
That's a good question because that is one of the what we would call in a scenario of what have been my challenges, but I've always laid it clear out as this. Here's the biggest thing. The asset that I have is the ability to sit down and let these people know, look, we're a hands-on franchise partnership. Okay. So to answer your question, let me dial back and let you know what that means to us.
Please.
We, as a model, we're a model where franchises are treated as partners and family, not employees or customers. So nothing's off the table to talk about with me or the corporate team. Okay. Look, we've been through dozens of scenarios in the last 10 years, right? More than that. But let's navigate this process for you. I let them know this. Our brand identity is who we are, the Zoo Health Club. Our color schematic is what we want to try to retain, our little palette of how we specify our color. And then on top of that, I let them know that the business model is truly who we are. That is what we duplicate. We duplicate our business model, meaning our operations, sales, retention techniques, member acquisition, pre-sale, all within the brand. And I'll tell you one thing, this hands-on franchise approach, there's business training for our franchisees, but it's not going to be sitting around the corporate conference table, boring them to death. Our franchisees literally land inside one of our gyms up in the Northeast and work with them for 3 days. and learn every interaction with the customer and are on the ground floor and watching the staff deal with this. And one of our corporate management is up in the Northeast sector. He owns 10 Zoo Health Club gyms. So he brings in all new franchisees to train them because that's what we want duplicatable. We want our processes duplicatable. Now, to get to your thing about bananas, yes, they still run all their ideas past us. Okay. I've heard there's been challenges before. And Andre, I got to be honest with you, and I'll use an example. I may be skipping forward on what I want to talk about, but this is a good time to say this. I have a franchise owner in Charleston, South Carolina. In the fitness industry, if you open a gym, what's important is gaining members, personal training department, group fitness, possibly a spin room, and sometimes a childcare room, and then whatever else you want to add on for your amenities, right? He calls me up and he says, Derek, have you seen the numbers in the group fitness? They are just bleeding. It's bleeding me. And I got this space and I've marketed, I've done this, I've done that. I don't think I'm going to carry group fitness here anymore. Most company corporate people would say, no, you need to do better. You need to really refocus. You need to get that word about how important group fitness is, and you need to make it work. I said, what is your idea? What would you like to utilize that space for? And he said, I started writing this program as a boot camp style thing, and I have a bunch of people that attend it. I want to clear the group fitness room. I want to bring in more equipment into there, and I want to run this boot camp. I said, are you going to pre-sale memberships for it? He said, I already have been. I said, what's the buy-in for it? He said, it's $89. And I said, okay, let's do it. I said, what's the worst case scenario? Doesn't work? We'll figure out what else to do with that room.
Yeah.
299 members later for the boot camp. I didn't make him bleed group fitness to make him, you see what I'm saying? So that's what
it was his call, his challenge, and his solution. He carried the ownership. He is founding. He's like, okay, I have a problem. I didn't come with a problem. I come with a solution to you. And you look at it, I was like, okay, doable. Let's give it a shot. 299 members later, awesome project. I hate when people come with a problem and they're like, oh, what do we want to do? I don't know. This doesn't work. But they come with an idea. And I think when people come with their own idea, they own it in a much better way than if you just give them an idea and tell them what to do. Because they already thought about it. They digested it. They thought about what can go wrong. Give people ownership. I love that about it. And that's a great example of that.
You know, and truly, that's why we do that partnership with our franchisees. I always use this terminology. I think it's hysterical because I do another franchise brand, which is a studio model, and it's all tech enabled and they have the heart rate and everything like that. And I always teach those franchisees to speak on behalf of the heart rate system, of the importance of key body metrics, and recovery times are really registered in there, right? But the common consumer has been so ingrained with treadmills that all they care about is calories burned and how far they went, right? So I always try to take the same thing with a franchisee in my Zoo Health Club brand and say, look, it's not a one size fits all. Group fitness is not a big thing in your area. It's not. So let's pivot. Yeah. Let's make you profit. Let's grow revenues a different way. And ultimately, you have a satisfied partner in our business because no one told them. Andre, I think I told you this when I first met you. One of the big things that differentiate us is we don't handcuff franchisees to certain things quite a bit. And to me, that's important. They want a business. And if they would start their own business, they're going to try to integrate things that they feel they want to do, but they need the guidance to do so. And I will never put anybody into a scenario that's not profitable for them. Yeah. But I knew that would hold up. I just knew enough in his area that would hold up. If he said to me, hey, I just wanted to make it a bounce room, I'd be like, yeah, come on, let's think about this a little bit. Let's talk, let's brainstorm. But it's important to me to hear the feedback, to understand their concerns, on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, yearly basis, and to always make sure that they're residing in, and I don't reside in trends, but I reside in important key factors that will make their gym different in the community.
Flexibility, guys. Flexibility. You
Flexibility.
can't make it one size fits all. You're doing it, but it's obviously creating a lot of stress. Every area is a different area. I know a friend of mine who owns the restaurant, same restaurants, two different areas, 10 miles apart. Totally different demographics, 10 miles apart.
Yeah.
You can't operate the same SOP. This is downtown, super busy during the lunchtime. This is a rural area, different world. Same city, same
Yeah.
state, same time
And
zone.
that's the
I love that.
reality of it. And that's what I was basically, it's not a challenge, but it is to say, which brings me to another thing in operational scaling that I really instituted is a strong relationship with our commercial real estate team. Okay. Because they're going to help me navigate what is happening in these territories that are predicated the franchises are in. It's like I said, what are you going to do different in Savannah, Georgia, that you have to do different in Clayton, North Carolina? They're two distinct, different communities, territories. So I'm not a real estate expert, but I brought my real estate team close with me so I can get the competitive edge, so I can get not just off of gyms, right? What are your wellness services happening in the area? Are there the stretch labs and stretch zones in there? Are there the whole recovery room? Are people doing that in that area? And territorial wise, that's how we really can build an all-encompassing wellness gym in your territory.
And I love, and you said that, I was like, you're kidding. Hold on, repeat that. People focus deeply, they go deeper into one service, they try to maximize. You are a very open-minded person. You're saying, okay, I have these customers coming in, they're paying for my services. We're creating solution for one problem, but we know every time you solve one problem, you create another one, right?
Right.
You take out the calories and fat, but you increase the need, create a problem of recovery, all right? Of hydration, of nutrition, of other things. And you're like, is there an opportunity here? I can solve a little bit more than one problem. An idea was born like, okay, let's extend into those services. So now I'm mentioning, can we talk about how the idea of expanding into IV and recovery came about and hormone replacement? Oh my God, everybody who is there, he wants to get more done in the shortest period of time. And freaking they're not aware about hormonal, how great retention on those services are.
Gosh. Oh man, I always just lead it to this for real, Andre. I've always been what I considered a forward-thinking leader in my leadership style. I truly believe operational excellence isn't just about following the trends. It's about setting new standards, trying to pivot, trying to understand that regardless of what happened in 2020, the distrust of, I would say, of the medical establishment was at an all-time high. People don't want to be told what to do. They're seeking out
damage for generation damage, credibility of the medical establishment.
And they're seeking out healthier options. And usually it's more of a holistic approach to what they're trying. I think a consumer's researching more because truly social media has them so messed up. They don't know what to believe. Take this, take that, eat that. No yolks. Yes, yolks. Coconut oil is bad for you. Oh, the FDA said it's bad for you. So everybody's eating it with a spoon now. But I think a lot of it has to do with understanding that in my mind, when I started to piece this together, I started to say, if we're capable of housing this inside our franchise gym operation, whether it be recovery, whether it be the integrative wellness centers, then let's figure this out because this is big. It's a one-stop shop. I used to go to a gym years ago that had an on-site chiropractor. And I can tell you, I utilized that service because the chiropractor I was using was 5 miles across town. So I was like, I'm at the gym. I'm going to go get a chiropractor adjustment done. So I feel as though right now, the fitness industry and the quasi holistic medical industry are coming head to head. Okay. And I think that's where our future's going. So I wanted to make sure I
Interesting.
got a leg up in it. This isn't something that was done with the faint of heart. I just didn't
Mm,
throw this together. I have a doctor that's in the brand, that's a Zoo Health Club owner. I have multiple nurse practitioners in each state. I got another doctor coming aboard. So it is more of an elaborate operation, but it allows the customizable factor once again. If I talk
wow.
recovery rooms, you can have a recovery asset. You can have a cold plunge tank. You can have an infrared sauna, or you can have an all out recovery room with a sports massage therapist and a sports chiro and all those assets. Same thing with the wellness center. What's important to people? People need to get their hormone panels checked so
Mm,
they appropriately can accommodate their body at what they're trying to do. Just staying on cardio because you're overweight and
right.
you're never losing, that's a hormone imbalance. So now we have a means of getting your panel work done in our wellness center and then be prescribed nutritional
Mm,
counseling first and foremost, because you just don't want to start throwing out hormones, but peptides are a huge thing. The biohormone replacement therapy could be offered, especially menopausal women, the creams that help with that, all that kind of stuff, but under careful guidance
because
of,
you already have somebody who is attempting to reach the goal,
Mhm.
attempting to feel better, feel more energized, lose the weight, to get body and mind in shape. And there, we know the exercise is just one component of it. There's accountability, okay, personal trainers, and then there's nutrition, and then there's a hormonal balance. We all
Mhm.
age. Now it's so much about that that it's absolutely inevitable. Everybody who's a gym is buying supplements and rolling with the supplements.
that
And now going to three different businesses to find you are solving their problem of complexity and simplifying their life by having one person to talk to, one place to pay the bills, one trusted brand they can go after.
And you
That's
know that I literally kicked it around. I had a conversation with a franchisee. He's now a franchisee. He was a prospect at the time. And he started talking to me, and I was already getting in the midst of getting these wellness centers. I wanted to get into really the recovery aspect. That's only because when Ursa was in Miami 4 years ago, the vendors on the floor, it was 70% recovery people. So we knew our industry was really moving towards that trend. I've been an
yes.
athlete all my life, and I remember most of my coaches said, "You want to recover, you just take a day off from the gym." That's not it anymore. You know what I'm saying? That is just not true.
I'm
Same.
I'm crazy about this, and I love this topic, and I'll tell you where this trend is going. I have my own red light therapy. I have my own PMF and biocharger. I just got myself a cold plunge for the morning routine. I have my oxygen therapy. I literally turned my house into med spa, and knowing and measuring with the Whoop what works, and these things
Right.
works. What I want to tell you is this: look at this. If you look at the start of the franchise in 50s, 70 years back, McDonald's paved the way. You become your own business owner, pretty much become slave of that business, but let's leave it there. They grew up to 30,000 plus franchises. They dominated, they shaped the franchise industry. And then Subway came along and says, they lied to you. You're not the owner, you're operator. Now you got to own 8 of these so you can be really owner. And selling multi-unit ownership. Like you're going into multi-unit ownership. And then brands, especially in the fitness wellness industry, figured out, okay, how can we become a multi-brand? So instead of one owner owning multiple, spreading the area going further, I'm going to control multiple businesses. But you're going a step further. You're going like, I don't need to travel. I don't need all this crap. Why don't I offer all the services and deal with one set of employees, deal with one set of customers, simplifying my operation, simplifying everything, and offering a lot more within one place? It's incredible. I think this is the future of the business. And it's not even future. You're bringing it today. But
Yeah.
many people will follow that trend.
Yeah, and like I said, the light bulb went off in my head when I started talking to these people. They're like, "There's a lot of good brands. There's a lot of good studio brands. We have a studio brand as well." And I'm not on to be talking about that, but my point is you got people that have gym memberships, then they got studio memberships, then they
Correct.
got recovery. They go to some cryo place, then they're going to a stretch zone. Next thing you know, you have $500 worth of memberships, and I'm like, Okay, why? And then down here, of course, once again, we're South Florida. TRT clinics down here are everywhere. You pay to play there as well. My wife and I talked about this, and she's very good on keeping me grounded and understanding where I'm going because she views from the outside in. Okay. And I
Um,
view from the inside out like that. So when she's looking down, she said, it's no different than Jeff Bezos starting Amazon just for books.
oh,
And look at it now. Everything. He is literally online Walmart, right? So
yes.
he put,
And how far he went from one product to so many products. Now he's in a server infrastructure. Now he is expanding services to drone delivery, to rockets design. Like he is going further and further. Maybe even totally not relevant businesses, but that's the expanding mindset. And by the way, you go on Amazon from local area, try to buy the same product, and then search the same product from the West Coast, it doesn't come up in the listing
right.
because that warehouse doesn't have it. And they're not going to show you what's in this warehouse because they don't want to pay for the shipping across the country. So I don't know if you saw that, but Amazon is not same depending where you're looking for.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, this is a hack. Now, if I'm searching for something, I'm going to go in the biggest warehouses, New York, boom, change my destination there. And then when you add it to the cart from the New York, they'll ship it to you. Because when you change the shipping address, they'll still deliver it.
Right, right, right.
Delay. But point back to what you're saying about customizing the brand, you have to do it. That
Yeah.
flexibility is incredible.
And Andre, and I know there's a lot of corporations in our industry that there'll be pushback against that and be like, that's just dumb because you need to focus on your core thing. What you are is a gym, right? It's not something no one else can do, but they are so backwards thinking sometimes that they focus on that core value of we're a gym. And then you wonder why so many doors are shuttering just on a gym because people are looking for all in one right now. And I
Yes.
feel as though the consumer's been conditioned based off of the environment we live in. One stop shop.
One stop,
I want
one
to
click. We are so used to one button, one click,
exactly.
one place. Make it simple for me. Take over the complexity. Tesla car, one click will drive me there. One store, deliver what I need. You figure it, problems, solve it for me.
Zoo Health Club. Work out, balance your hormones, recover, emerge stronger. End of story.
That's right.
Repeat, repeat, repeat. That's all you got to do. And your success lies in the capability of helping these people reach their lofty goals as members. That it's the whole reason why they tout pushing a personal trainer. You'll expedite your results, right? Yeah, but I've been a personal trainer since I was 18. You don't understand that person's going home sometimes and just completely unhinging their workout because they don't realize they can't outrun the fork, right? So here they
And
are.
you bring incredible experience. You're going way back 25 years, but you were also competitive power lifter. But here's my point, Derek. In order to deliver something simple experience for the people, you're reducing their life complexity by putting everything in one place. Complexity still exists, but you're taking it on you. Maybe that's the reason why they don't want to, right? Because you gotta figure out nurses and doctors and suppliers and consistency in many other services and so on. So you're saying, yeah, that's part of the business, the job. Probably that's the reason why people are running away from them because they cannot freaking keep up with the one service. Right?
Right.
You need intelligence. Like somebody says, okay, how long is it going to take you to prepare a speech for tomorrow? Depends how long is the speech. If it's an hour, I can do it now. But if it's 5 minutes, I need a day to prepare. Because saying
Yeah.
something in five
Yep.
minutes, you need a lot more time to prepare what you're going to say.
Mhm.
Delivering simple experience for somebody, you take on a lot more engineering. Tesla self-driving, simple experience. One tap, take me there. But how much engineering is being done on the other side to make that experience simple? All what I'm saying is how the heck do you deal with that complexity in your business? How do you as well consistently bring it out to the locations across the nation?
Hey, I learned something a long time ago, Andre. You don't always have to be the smartest people in the room. You have to put smart people around you. Okay.
That's what
I
every smart
don't.
person said.
Now, I also have a health policy degree from a college. So I have been in the wellness aspect. Okay. My connection with the doctors and the nurse practitioners for the wellness center is truly the pivotal point to pull this off. Okay. It is a lot to navigate. It is a lot to understand the
Correct.
liability, and it is a lot to focus on systematically, I should say, the necessitate what happens within them. Now, is it so daunting of a task that I'd be like, that's a great idea, but I don't want to do it? No, because I'll tell you why. They open up these drip bars for IV wellness all over town down here in Fort Lauderdale, right? So
Mm,
processes have already been navigated. We just got to connect with the people. I have now built such a medical team connected
mm,
with us that when I have a question with the franchisee on what we're going to do, they secure the license, they secure the every criteria that needs to be done. But once again, the customization factor also entails what does this person want in his wellness center? It does
mm,
not have to be an elaborate doctor's office location, right? Do you want to have B12 shots?
mm,
Well, I just went to an opening of one of my studios that has a recovery wellness aspect in it as well. And the nurse practitioner that's connected with this studio of mine at grand opening was there given B12 shots. There's a picture of me
mm.
in the news getting one right in my arm. Wasn't a vaccine, it was a B12 shot. You got to have that
Mm.
connection. This would be a very daunting
And it's
task.
such a differentiator from the day one. You're doing grand opening and you're not doing free workout. You're doing freaking free B12 shot. That we know the cost of that B12 shot is not going to take your arms and a leg. It's
Yeah.
administration, but you have people lined up and coming up. It's a brilliant way. And it's such a boost of energy when you take it. It's like boom.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm very scientifically inclined. I'm a researcher. I'm a studier. I've always been a supplementator. I'd
Yeah.
look in research and look at the studies and things like that. And I have been following the peptide culture for a while. And I truly believe that there's great benefits to these. The problem we have right now, consumers can get a hold of some things and they just don't know what to do. And they
Mm.
either underdo it or overdo it. And that goes into the world of what we're dealing with right now, Andre, with the semi-glutide, Ozempics, and everything like that. I feel as though some of these med spas are either overdosing or underdosing. It's just not true to what's
100%.
going on, and
Yeah.
there's a responsible notion that needs to be built into this. And that's why I have the
Mm.
experienced staff of the medical side to navigate this, to make sure this is pulled off. And for your audience to understand, I'm not here to get an 18-year-old on testosterone. That's not what this is about. This is about people that are later in life having trouble balancing their hormones, and they're trying, look at the uptick in what I would say, the crowds of 40 and above
Yes.
massively going into the gym lately, just flocking to the
Because the
gym.
whole mindset of living longer healthy, it's not about
Mhm.
how long you live, how long you live healthy. It means ability of the body to perform what's designed for without limitations. That's
Mhm.
extending. Exercise is a crucial part of it. But
Yep.
hormonal therapy, people don't understand value of it. They don't understand what it does to the body. It's like youth hormone. It's like whole of grail when you put a testosterone in the body on a certain age because it drops down. Same thing as NAD. People don't understand how powerful NAD is. It's like getting
Exactly.
5 hours in a day, making 29 hours daytime. It's incredible, but it has to be administered through IV or injection. And then you can do it if you have a nurse. You are helping people live better, healthier, longer life if you do it right. Other people don't even know what it is. And
You know,
by the way,
you
these clients will go somewhere else and take this, IV bar anyway. Why not
that's
get them in?
yeah, and you bring up a great point, and we're going to start launching. I have the doctor that has the genetic testing too, right?
Mm.
And the biggest thing with that, Andre, is how are we properly putting the nutrients in our body? We're not all size fit. I may be overfeeding my magnesium,
Yeah.
right? I just don't understand that because I don't know
Look
the
at the sports
exact,
athletes. They
you
have
know.
the team around them. Novak Djokovic, so there was a Transcendence show where he was interviewed, what made him a champion. And he said, doctor called him after his failure like 15 years ago. He says, I have a problem. You couldn't carry the game more than 4 hours because he was fading. He was getting tunnel vision. He was puking at a field. I was like, you have a nutrition problem. And he did something in Europe called quantum medical testing. It's not popular in the US. I hope it's going to be. Quantum Medical tested and he figured out he's allergic on gluten.
Ah,
Allergic, like
yep.
response, immune system fires up and you disable everything else. When I heard that thing, it was like, I'm calling the same doctor. I'm going to you, buddy. Djokovic recommended you. I didn't say recommended through the video. I just said recommended you. He took my appointment. I figured out I'm allergic to gluten. Man, since my childhood, I have my belly always sticking up. Always. I can be skinny or whatever. It was like always bloated. And I was thinking, that's my constitution. That's my body. 2 months after I stopped eating gluten, everything changed. Totally changed. My energy changed. I'm not sweating on the workouts as much as I did. My energy totally changed. It's like people don't understand that factor, not knowing what's going on in their body. And somebody says, that, come on, that's crap. No, it's not. We got to understand ourselves so we can help ourselves. And testing is the process. You offer them
And that's
tests,
an
you diagnose
amazing,
what's going on, and you offer them solution.
yeah. And that's amazing how you said that. Here's what the gym industry focuses on. We already know we're one of the most unhealthy countries. The obesity rates sky high, especially in children. They're not going to just resolve that by working out.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to come along with them. We got to hit them every stage of the process. And that was part of my forward thinking here. So not only can you test them to see what's going on, but just think how quickly you'll expedite results for a customer. And then
Solve
you're
their
a
problem
lifelong
there.
customer because now you just didn't tell them, come to the gym and work out. We have enough room in the United States to put a gym on every corner yet, and it still won't address the obesity rate. There's a reason why, because
Mm,
all we're trying to get them to do is work out. We got to really think about all the processes. And you hit a great point. Longevity is one of the biggest things right now. You talk NAD. That's another.
yeah.
Think about all the longevity. The recovery helps longevity. The addressing issues and properly balancing yourself with minerals and supplementation. All that addresses the
Yeah.
concern of longevity. Like really,
Correct.
we have the opportunity at our hands to expedite goals, as I say, but also
Mm,
let these people know. Not everybody, hey, Andre, not everybody in their mind wants to achieve a show or wants to
yeah.
achieve a competition. Sometimes people just want confidence and to feel a little bit better than they did
Correct.
yesterday. And if you can address these, and that's why we are so excited about our brand because of what we're customizing into these locations.
It's truly wellness. It's not fitness brand. It's a wellness, and fitness is a
Wellness.
component of that.
Mhm.
It's like workout is internal boost of the hormones, and then you get supplements from the other side. Then before you know it, we'll have AI that scans our body every morning while we do our round number 1 or 2, and you will get the feedbacks like you need to add this to your body. It's going to happen before you know it. We already measure everything on this one.
Exactly.
My red light therapy, I use it every day. The day I don't use it, my heart rate variability drops like 15 points. Why? Because
Yes.
it lifts up 15, 20 points when I use it. When I started
Right.
using it, I was like, this is crazy. This is a game changer. People don't understand how simple things can totally change how you feel. Now, think about this. My God, time flies. Buddy, we can talk about this for
Yeah.
days. I want to ask you, what's important in your business? I know this is now more on the technical side. Like, how do you know if you're successful? How do you know if your franchises are successful? How do you keep eye on the KPIs? What's important to you to track it?
Analytic wise, when we're looking at KPIs, I'm a different type of operator here. I'm a numbers
That's what
guy.
I'm asking
Oh,
because
yeah.
everything I get is a new answer.
Yep. I'm a numbers guy. I go into the numbers, but I really truly think the importance of what we do here, which keeps your KPIs in balance. Now, I'm going to go completely off the wall here with you,
Do.
but it really has to be what's instilled into our culture. Okay. I have a culture that's centered on three core values. It's empowerment, collaboration, and excellence. Okay. Culture isn't just important, it's the foundation of everything we do here at the Zoo Health Club, and it shapes how we operate, but then it's how we collaborate and ultimately how we get the franchises to succeed. We equip these franchisees with the tools and resources and the confidence they need to succeed, but we empower them in an entrepreneurial spirit. Okay.
Mm,
A lot of people come into the business and be like, as a franchisee, the only thing they know to do is take membership cash and what they're paying out. But we need to let them know that there's resources available to sit through every process and watch these KPIs. Now, look, I'm not going to talk strictly on KPIs with you because we already know there's 27 in our industry alone, and I want to bore the audience. I'm not going to talk data-driven stuff. I'm not like that. I want you to know that we empower our people and we collaborate them. We foster an environment where franchisees just don't work with corporate leadership. They work alongside of us and share our best practices, and we show them what to watch, and we are available. Look, I got to tell you something, and not to get off a topic. If you ever look at this text feed, these are all franchisees. There's not too many CEOs that take personal texts from franchisees. I'm available all hours for my family. Okay. And how's that help with my relationship with my wife? My wife's at corporate too. So she's part of the corporate team as well. So she knows. And the big thing is with us, Andre, is if you instill the best business practices, the best business training, and the best availability to the franchisees, they're not scared, they're not threatened, they're not afraid, and they are fully transparent with you. We always got to be transparent on watching the revenue. Between all our money management processor, everything, I go through all the detailed reports. I watch 3 specific KPIs. If I notice any one of those KPIs are a little out of whack, it's a quick text to my franchisee. Hey, talk to me. What's going on? This is what I noticed. And they're never afraid.
Wow. So instead of immediately assuming and telling you what to do, you immediately want to know, first of all, are they aware of that? Do they have a plan? What's the situation? What's the temperature? They understand you're keeping an eye on them. What you inspect, people respect. There's accountability there. Collaboration one-on-one. That leads to excellence. Holy smoke.
And culture to me is not, I always said this, to me is what ensures that every franchisee, every employee, every member feels connected to a larger purpose. Okay. And that's what I always talked as far as culture. But what you really need to have is that full transparency and that full commitment to the people you're bringing into your business, because then they're going to be more confident in talking to you. Look, hey, every business has some franchisee that goes rogue on them, thinks that they can do what they think is better than the brand. And yeah, I've encountered situations like that before. In this business, it's really not rocket science. Okay. If I go to teach somebody, if they say to me, what's your big 3 principles of gym ownership? It's very simple. Market, sell memberships, and serve those customers. Okay. That's really 3 keys. If you want to get that simplistic. But where people really fail the most, and this affects your KPI of revenue decreasing, of attrition, of retention, is the customer service aspect. So when a franchisee feels that they don't understand enough, then they don't do what's properly should be performed. So that's why, and I think I told you this before, Andre, Zoo Health Club is in a position where we just do controlled growth. We're very sought out, but I won't bring on 50 people just to put another franchise in a town. Okay. Because I personally will never put anybody into business to put them out of business.
Yeah. It's not selling territories just to purpose of selling territories.
Yeah. And that's not our business here. That's not what we do. What I like to do is carefully make sure my team is prepared. Say you decided you wanted to do a Zoo Health Club. We're going to be there from day one, and we're going to walk with you. We're going to walk with you quite a bit. And it gives us an opportunity to spend a lot of time and really bring this person into our atmosphere to understand who we are. I'll send them off to one of my gyms and get behind the counter even before they commit to being a franchisee to see if this is even what you want to do.
That's right. Safest poor substitute for experience. Don't listen to what I'm telling you. Go there, experience it, see it, feel it.
So it's really the way I instill my culture that positively affects the KPIs in our business. Because when someone feels that they're strong enough to stand on their own 2 feet, their business flourishes.
I'm glad that you answered that, because it's not just the numbers, it's what drives you. I ask you for a hand, you gave me a heart. Culture is a heart. Culture eats a strategy for breakfast every day. Right. Culture is what drives
Mhm.
really to be aligned in the same way. Empowerment, collaboration, excellent. Great, great values, especially when you describe in what it means.
Yeah, and like I said, for your viewing audience, I am a numbers guy. I just don't come off that way. I am through the books quite a bit. I've been there to help trim the fat. I've had P&Ls sent to me saying something's a little out of whack. I don't see it. Is there anything you see? And I immediately, bam, I know where it is. We're there for guidance. I will never push somebody to do something that I feel as though, like going back to the example of Charleston, South Carolina. If group fitness is bleeding you, then let's do something else. Let's figure this
Right.
out. But I want
And
to
do it
empower.
quickly. Yeah. It's you use numbers so you can figure out what's the problem, so you can
Yeah.
figure out solutions, so you can really use the culture to really drive solution forward. Man, is flying. Now I
Yeah.
think people are thinking, holy smoke, Derek is really unique. And I'm questioning as well, probably audience, where is this coming from? Tell us something that can open the world of your way of thinking. Do you have any books, recommendations, seminar, coaches, podcasts, something that somebody who's listening there can go dive into deeper into this area? What is your source of learning? Where do you get knowledge from?
Oh my gosh. Probably one of the
Give me in 2 sentences.
leading industry expert, Alex Hermazi.
Love it.
Every book, every podcast, everything he's ever
Yeah.
produced. He right there, right there. I got that. I had two of his books sitting up here on the counter just a while ago too. When you have someone that comes across this is what I do. This is what I did. I'm not telling you have to do this, but this is what made me successful. And it didn't work at first. Right.
Mm.
So he always pivoted to make sure that he had an angle. If you really get into that and then really understand the philosophy behind attaining gym membership and making those members happy, that's where you want to focus your listening and your reading on. And I've took what he said and I ran a little bit to the side with it because I am truly at the heart of my approach with this company.
You took his mindset, not his tactics.
Yeah, my heart of this company is a relentless focus on customization and adaptability. And that's where I view challenges as opportunities to innovate. And I got to
Yeah, you didn't
customize.
follow the book as a recipe, you follow the book as a mindset. Like, how does this guy think?
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have the same conversation. But adaptability, customization, he changed the industry. That means, oh, I need to change the industry.
And then, of course, back in the day, I've always been interested in Bedros. His book, where how he started the franchise Fit Body Boot Camp, he blew up to 12 and he didn't have systems in place and he didn't know what to navigate and he lost them all and just rebuilt this brand that is just so powerful and well known today. So I'm always into the
Bedros
industry.
Quillian, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. A great story. Great book.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is freaking awesome. Man, we need more people like yourself in this world, in this community. People who challenge the status quo, people who don't wait for the problems to be solved, who grab them for the horn and ride them and freaking solve them. And for those who are listening, they are now impressed with your way of thinking, buddy. And I was like, my God, who is this guy, Derek? Like, how do I connect with this guy? How do I get in touch with this brand? How do I know more about your brand? Sorry to put you on the spot here, but how can people find more information about you guys doing? And how they can connect with you or the brand?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So listen, I want to talk to anybody out there that's interested or who has ever been interested in getting into the fitness industry, preferably a gym. I just want to let you know that we are here for you. We want you to bring your idea to the table with us. We'll customize, we'll adapt to your community to make you successful. I can be reached at, first off, you can check us out on www.zoogym.com. And corporate office is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. If anything, you're going to come down here. You're going to visit us. You're going to get a day at the beach. We can talk
There
about
we go. Especially now in
and,
the winter, time to visit.
And particularly if you have any questions, I don't mind personal reach outs to me. So if it's all right with you, Andre, I'll let them know that they can reach me at 717-825-8787. Any questions, anytime, I'm there available. Any ideas, please bring it to the table. Some people always dreamt of owning their own gym. And I've talked to people in the past that own gyms outright and have sold them and now want to jump into a franchise brand because they just don't want to start from the ground up again. We got you, man. We got everything lined up for you.
But I got to tell you, a lot of existing gym owners are thinking like, how the heck do I switch the brand? I love this guy. I want a part of this culture. Even if you're thinking this, don't abuse the number. Derek is so generous, and reach out if there's really opportunity for you to take your life, your business, your gym to the next level, or join this world of amazing, different community. You guys who are listening to my podcast know that this is not a story you hear every day. And if you know somebody who is looking to do this and who is pissed off of bureaucracy in a certain gyms and regulations and limitations, click this share button and send them this episode. Save their life from misery. And until then, Derek, I got to tell you, appreciate you on behalf of the community for sharing all the incredible insights, bringing us in a different world of running the gym franchise world, and looking forward to continuing our conversation.
Yes. Thank you, Andre.
See you guys later. Now signing off, Andre with Top Rated Gym. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
If you are a gym owner looking to become top rated gym in your area, visit topratedgym.com and grab our free 30-day reputation boost. That's topratedgym.com. I'll add it to the show notes for you. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Stay strong, stay motivated, and keep pushing your gym to the top. Until next time, this is Andre signing off.